December 14th, 2012. Another school shooting, massive school shooting up in Connecticut. 20 kids dead, so I've heard. I can't watch the news. I'm not going to look at it yet. I don't know if I ever will. Get so sick and tired of these type of things. I think the world is slowly, this country is slowly swirling down the toilet hole. People like this have all the, all the right in the world to be their way. This country has pansified itself to the point that people who are criminally sick are allowed to walk, drive down our streets, live on our streets, live amongst us, when their doctors, their family, and everyone associated with them knows that they are a ticking time bomb. That at some point they're going to do themselves or someone else irreparable harm and damage. Yet we can't do anything about it. They have a right to be in society. Up until about 50 years ago, we kept people like this locked away. Now, was that cruel? Possibly. But you did not hear of mass shootings like we do today, because the people that were capable of it were locked up in insane asylums for a damn good reason. But no, we can't do that anymore. That's cruel and inhumane punishment. What's crueler and inhumane? Putting someone who is very likely and capable of killing a classroom full of kindergarten kids away for life, or letting that person go and kill a classroom full of kindergarten kids because that's their right. I'm not going to get into the gun issue. Guns have nothing to do with people like this. Not one thing. Let's just stay away from that subject there. This is unholy hate. The kid, he killed his parents, went to his mother's school classroom and killed all the kids, or tried to kill all the kids in there. There's no way in the world that you can't tell me that there were red flags standing all around this stupid son of a bitch. Probably protected from any type of interference. You can't, like I say, you can't arrest them. You can't confine them or anything. They have all the rights, more rights than you. Now, the crazier you are, the more rights you have. You become a homicidal maniac, you got the keys to the world. No one will stand in your way. They're always somewhere between 15 and 25. They're always white. They're always middle class or upper middle class. Usually come from well-educated parents, well-educated themselves. It's not the slum kids from the ghettos that never had a chance from the get-go, that's run the streets unguided all their life. Even they ain't that stupid. It's the people that have been sort of privileged, led a pretty well decent life. Dad always said it. I laughed. And then I started seeing it. Now I believe it 100%. It's these damn TV shows and movies, the video games these kids play. And yeah, this guy he was in his 20s. That's a kid. He grew up in the era of these damn bloody movies, bloody games. The bloodier, the more excitement. You go to a movie, it's got to have a high kill count in it, a lot of blood splattered everywhere, body parts, to make it a really good movie. The one that gets the ratings and all the praise. Same with TV shows, anything else. The bloodier, the stupider it is, the more people like it and want to emulate them. Same with these movies or video games now, where the kids, young adults, spend hours and hours and hours every day killing people online, watching their bodies blow up, the blood splatters, the body parts go everywhere. And then they wonder why people like this stupid son of a bitch today, and the one last week, and the one before that, and the one before that, and the one before that, are the way they are. We let them. We encourage it. Now there'll be people come out and they'll have big social degrees and everything else saying, oh, it's not the violence in TV and the movies. People understand that that's just TVs and movies. Apparently not. Go back to the 1950s and the 60s even and beyond. This stuff did not happen. Not on the scale it's happening now. Yeah, there were what you would call a mass murder where, Charlie Whitman probably being the most well-known from back in the day, the Houston University of Texas Tower. I guess he was the start of it. And there was a handful after that, but now it's almost every week. You turn on the TV, you turn on your computer, you open a newspaper, and another mass shooting somewhere. In a school, movie theater, church, malls. Just like on the games, just like on the movies and everything else, it's always mass terror. The more people screaming, running, the more exciting it is. The more blood, the more exciting it is. And it just feeds people with minds like this stupid bastard today had, and the rest of the stupid bastards that's been involved in these. And of course, it's a given they're going to kill themselves at the end of it. They've made that decision that today's the last day. And instead of just going out and doing the world a favor and killing themselves, they've got to make a statement. They've got to live out that last fantasy of mass murder, of blood, gore, fear, shock, the whole 9 yards. This guy will get a lot of play on TV, even though he's dead. His name on pictures will be all across his story and everything else. And there's some other sick bastard that's going to be sitting out there reading this internet, watching the TV over there and saying, boy, that guy's got the whole world. Everybody knows his name. Everybody knows his face. He's famous. He's also dead, but he's famous. They don't worry about the dead part because, that's their plan. I'm tired of this shit. I'm going out. But hey, let's make a play date out of it. Like I say, let's leave the guns out of it because, that's been the chosen tool of choice. There's no doubt about that. The one last week, he stole the gun. So you wouldn't have stopped him. I don't know if this guy stole the guns, borrowed the guns, bought the guns, whatever. The waiting periods, they say, well, that's for the crimes of passion, the heat of the moment type crimes. And it probably does stop a few violent incidents. But over the most part, when you got people like this, they plan something like this, most of them, for quite a while. It's a manifest to them. It's like planning their birthday party or something else. It's their death day, and they're going to make it a big day. So they take months to plan it all out. So yeah, they go through their background period. They get their guns, they get their ammo, they stockpile, they practice, they do everything. You're not going to stop these people with a 3-day, 5-day, 6-month waiting period. They're planned for that. There's been so many of them, and I've studied them. Maybe not like a scientist or anything else, but as a gun dealer, I study them just to see where the similarities are and everything else. And they're almost, every story is almost the same. They're just the faces and the name changes, the location of the victims, but it's always in a mass crowd area. You can't go into the woods and find a whole bunch of people. You can't, you got to go to the malls, the schools, the shock value. You've got to have that shock value because that guarantees that your face will be all spread across the world, your name and everything else. People are sick. There's always been sick people. The more population there is, the ratio gets bigger and bigger. It stays the same, but the amount of crazy sick people gets bigger and bigger. And we allow them to run amongst us Guy could have done the same thing with a car and a bunch of gasoline, or could have pulled a Timothy McVeigh and made a bomb and done the same thing, killed 5 times as many people. It doesn't matter. The shock value is bigger when it's a gun, and probably rightfully so. I don't know. I mean, we think it's unique to the United States, but it's happened in China where no guns are allowed. That guy used swords and knives and killed several, not 20 kids, but 10 or 12. I mean, it doesn't matter. One kid. It can be done with knives, forks, spoons, cars, buses, tanker trucks, whatever. Someone is that sick, they will get whatever they need or want to kill a lot of people, to make their stand on the world. We're not going to stop it unless we start putting people like this away. Sorry if you're one of these people on that border edge, then yeah, I'm talking at you right now. The rest of the sane people and everything, the competent people, the people that just live their lives day to day, may understand, I don't know, that things have to change. Taking God out of the schools, out of everything. Trying to make Christians shamed for being believers, for living a moral life. And I'm not saying I'm among that crowd. I mean, anyone knows me knows that I'm no angel, but I'm no killer either, and I'm no idiot, no homicidal maniac. But the fact that you can't say a prayer, in public anymore, you can't. You've taken God out of everything, and then you wonder why people are killing people at the rate that this stupid bastard did today. And you got to ask why. I don't care who you are, what you are, where you are. You've got to be sick of stuff like this. You've got to be sick of just watching this stuff happen more and more and more. And then turn right around and defend them. That's their right. No, it's not their right to kill everybody. That right doesn't exist with anyone. And the sooner we all figure that out, the sooner we'll be a little bit safer, not only in our homes. I'm not worried about home anymore. I'm worried about going to the grocery store, movie theater, anywhere. Anywhere where people congregate, you got to think, well, is some stupid bastard going to make his statement today? Sorry. I just get tired of seeing this stuff. There's a way to stop it. You put these people out of society and into a cell, a padded cell, a scented cell. I don't care where, but you put them behind lock and key and keep them behind lock and key, and this shit will not happen. I could rant forever on this. It's not going to change what happened today. It's probably not going to change what's going to happen tomorrow somewhere, or next week, or next month, unless everybody demands, let's get these people back off the streets. They're taking these medications for a reason. Why turn them loose on the rest of us? Why put them next to me in a movie theater? Why put them next to me on a bus, on a plane, or anywhere else?